1. In terms of their bulk properties, how do liquids and solids differ, and then how are they similar? All right, so I have a picture of a crystalline solid. Crystalline just means that it's literally a crystal, but this seems like it's it could be a molecule, right? It's just going to be in a solid stage versus what's going on with molecules that are in a liquid. So we have solid on the left, liquid on the right. Now we just have to determine from these pictures, and their bulk properties, how these two states of matter differ and how they're similar. We'll just know that bulk properties are just basically talking about visible properties that we see that is a solid and a liquid. Now, the first thing that we know, all the way from the way, beginning, is that everything is created with matter, right? Everything has atoms to it, whether you are a solid or whether you're a liquid. So the similarity between liquids and solids and even gases, right? They don't care about gases in this question, but even gases is that they are both, so maybe I'll say solids and liquids are both made up of atoms, right? They got the molecules going around them, they got the ions, they're made up of atoms. So this is a similarity between whether you're a solid or a liquid, right? Now, we just have to talk about the differences, right? What is a difference? Well, the difference is basically what's going on in terms of these atoms. We know that they have atoms between them, but now as we can see here, that what's going on around them is very, very different. Now, as we can see here, solids are stacked, right? So you could think of solids S stacked, right? They are very, very, very close together. There is no movement in solids, or, very, 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 very little movement between those atoms. So we could just say that there's rarely, and how is that, right? Rarely any movement in solid. But then what's going on with the liquids? Yeah, those atoms are more dispersed, or they're more spread out, which means that they are allowed to move. As you can see with this these little lines here, this is representing that they're moving across the container that they're in. But in this case, there's no movement. It's literally just stacked. So, I guess we can just jump the gun here and say that there is absolutely no movement if you are in a solid state, but there is movement between the atoms in a liquid. Movement between the atoms in a liquid. Now, also, we could also go back and talk about the bulk properties, right? About shape versus volume, right? Now, in terms of shape, for a solid, if you see here, a solid has a definite shape. It doesn't matter whether you're putting it in terms of a Erlenmeyer flask here or some type of flask. The solid is going to be whatever shape that it is. A solid never changes its shape. So a solid has a definite shape. But if we talk about it in terms of a liquid, if you pour a liquid into this type of flask, it's going to occupy the shape of that liquid. You see how all those atoms are molding to the sides of that container. But if I put the liquid in maybe a more straight flask, like a graduated cylinder, those atoms will mold to the shape of the Erlenmeyer flask. So liquids, do they have a definite shape? No, they mold into whatever shape the container is. So that's just another difference. So as far as liquid goes, they do not have a definite, and maybe I could just pull this up a little bit. They do not have a definite shape. So there's two differences here. And I think we're done with this question. I'll just say they mold to the size of the container or the shape of the container. And I know that this is getting a little crunched in there, so I hope that this is okay. I'll just bring this up. And we are all good for this one. So similarities is that it doesn't matter whether you're a solid or a liquid, you are definitely made up of atoms. Difference is that solids have a definite shape, liquids just mold to whatever container they're in, and there is absolutely no movement in solids, they're stacked, and with liquids, they are, free to move around. And that's it. What'd you think? I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for viewing the video. Subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to helping you with more questions in the future. All right? Tell your friends, tell your classmates about this cool channel. Love to help anyone out there that needs help. We have physics and math videos, and obviously chem videos at the moment. So go check the channel out. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.